What is up people, Pieros here. I'm slowly but surely wrapping up my UC content. There's a bunch of things that I've always wanted to mention, so I've decided to compile them into this video in which we'll cover top 10 things you probably don't know about the UC. Let's get right into it. Coming up at number 10. Did you know that Urban Chaos was officially released for 3 different languages? English, French and German.
Okay, Stern. Jetzt können wir dich wohl auf die Straßen lassen. Das hier ist gerade reingekommen. Bericht über ein Stehen...
Maintenant prête à bosser sur le terrain. Nous venons de recevoir un appel nous signalant la présence d'un véhicule abandonné qui gêne la circulation sur Zarb Avenue. Rends-toi immédiatement sur les lieux.
Dialogues, menu text and voices aren't the only thing that's unique to each of this version. In fact, PC versions of the game that were directed specially for French and German audience contain certain censorship. From the source code perspective, censorship is controlled via the violence flag. This flag is responsible for a few things, including no blood stains during combat, being unable to hit innocent civilians as Darcy, bodies vanish shortly after character is arrested or defeated.
You did, chump!
Due to body vanishing, searching mechanic is mostly unused, and loot that the player would receive after searching the body is automatically dropped after defeating the enemy. This would be especially useful in a speedrun, which would save some time in a few levels. At number 9, have you ever wondered what power-ups exactly do? There are 4 of them. Reflexes, Stamina, Strength, Constitution. The theoretical maximum value for each of the power-ups is 255, as it is stored in 1 byte in memory, which means there are 256 possible values that this variable can store. This is especially important in case with Stamina. Why is that, you may ask? So stamina is responsible solely for one thing. It determines the maximum stamina player has. The default maximum for 0 stamina power-ups is 128. This value is depleted when we are sprinting, or it auto-depletes when we take heavy damage. Each stamina power-up increases the maximum value by 1. So in theory, with 255 stamina power-ups plus 128 default maximum stamina, we should reach 383 maximum stamina points. Well, yes, but actually no. I've mentioned that stamina power-ups are stored as 1 byte, and unfortunately the same thing goes for maximum stamina points. That means the value cannot exceed 255. If we were to exceed this limit, we would cause an integer overflow. Without detailed explanation, when computer tries to increase the value from its maximum range, the value actually flips over to its minimum value, which in stamina case is 0. Here I've demonstrated what happens if the player ever reached over 127 stamina power-ups. The game restores stamina point on each loop cycle. The value increments until it reaches 255. The moment it increments again, the value switches to 0, which we can observe on the stamina bar. Long story short, try to keep your stamina power-ups below 128. That way you can sprint longer. Strength and reflexes are similar to one another, as strength increases the melee damage dealt by the player to wildcats and other human characters, while reflexes increases the firearm damage dealt to them. Each power-up point increases the damage dealt by 1. Every attack has fixed base damage, so for example, first knife attack deals 30 base damage, second 50 and third 70. Roper deals additional 20 melee damage and deals twice as much firearm damage compared to Darcy. That's why he's wielding dual pistols. There are certain melee attacks that deal fixed damage and power-ups do not affect them.
Stay out of here, law dog! Get the hell out of this city! There's a change coming!
Who the hell's that?
Watch your back, Darcy.
With great power comes great responsibility. Certain speedrun strats prove to be ineffective when Darcy becomes overpowered.
Intruder alert!
Thank you.
Above! Out! Shit! Bane is dead! We needed him alive!
Enemies take less damage for each skill point they have. Enemy's skill level is fixed and it's determined by jacket color for wildcats, the brown being the most skilled one. Skill also affects the dodge chance for enemies, either by rolling or by crouching. That's why more skilled enemies tend to roll more often. And finally, we have Constitution, which does absolutely nothing. I'm actually serious here, it doesn't affect players' health or any other aspect whatsoever, it's just a sham.
Disappointed!
Speaking of sham, at number 8. Every level, excluding tutorial missions and missions that are not included in the main storyline, contain best times achieved by the crew involved in the game development. Separate platforms have different best times included. DC versions generally have slower times than the PC, probably because this port is slightly flawed as movement isn't as smooth as on PC version and frequent FPS drop is an issue. Fellow YouTuber accused devs of cheating on the Gate Crusher stage, since they were able to finish this level in 28 seconds. Let's see if we can beat this time without major exploits and cheats.
Alright, Stern, but hurry it up, will ya? We need you back on the streets ASAP. The law! Let's roll!
You busted punk. I got him. Now to get you back to the station, boy,
punk.
we got a hole put aside for you and all your friends.
Whenever best time is beaten without using debug mode, the code with 4 characters is being displayed. I've decided to spend several weeks with monks who specialize in cryptography, mastering and honing my skills with sole purpose to unravel the meaning behind these characters. It turns out that the generated code is the result of a hash function that takes into the account how much time the player needed to complete the level and which level it is in the storyline order. With that knowledge, we can calculate what code would be displayed with different times. Interestingly enough, the game has no upper FPS limit, so we could go crazy with the FPS value and score normally unobtainable results.
Alright, Stern, but hurry it up, will ya? We need you back on the streets ASAP. The law! Let's...
You busted
I
punk.
got him.
Now to get you back to the station, boy, we got a hole put aside for you and all your friends.
So yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, these codes are a false premise. Different times will generate different results that cannot be used in any way. If you've watched my previous UC videos, you've definitely heard me mentioning various in-game editors. One of which, the mission editor, is included with the PC prototype version of the game that is available on Secret Palace. This version of the mission editor is slightly older than the one I've managed to compile from the source code. In order to use it, one must place the prototype version of the game directly under C:" directory, as the editor has hard-coded paths to various assets relative to this folder. Additionally, the editor works properly only in resolution 640 by 480 and full screen needs to be turned off. This editor will create UCM files that are playable in the prototype version of the game, but they might be incompatible with the PC retail version as they are vastly different. The amount of features that didn't make it into the final game is staggering. Here's a few of the features that were cut short. Motorbike. Countless prims were abandoned. We can preview some of them in the beta mission editor, or even better, check out this amazing site Stanley has created where he creates urban chaos archives. This website is a goldmine for anyone interested in urban chaos and it's being constantly expanded by Stanley. Link will be listed in the description. Multiplayer was never finished. Similarly, there are traces of many unfinished levels. Some of them are included with the retail version of the game. The easiest way to play them is by enabling debug mode and while in the main menu press Ctrl+R, which will open a prompt asking the player to choose a level he wants to play. This works in the beta version as well. Gargoyles, bats, dogs, pigeons didn't make it as well, although there are ways to spawn some of them. Civilians were supposed to reduce the crime rate if they spoke foul language. Source code, prims and unused textures indicate that developers had much bigger arsenal for Darcy and the gang in mind. Number 5. Assassin's Creed. When creating the enemies in the mission editor, the user is asked to specify various properties. One of the properties is responsible for character's behavior. One of this behavior is particularly interesting. Shoot that assassin is the deadliest foe in the game. If you've made one reckless step reaching his shooting range, you are most likely going to regret that.
Intruder alert!
Thanks, Roper.
Hell, Darcy.
What fun!
Let's hope. About.
These assassins with M16 equipped will shoot you constantly without the need to reload or resupply ammo.
Intruder alert!
Thanks.
Hell.
What? Roper?
The busted skull, kid. Pin with a 6. You.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here.
Okay, Stir.
All right, rookie. We got a vehicle impact 2 blocks down. When you finish, also got reports of a mugging crew working your path. Be good for citizen support if we brought in at least one of them.
Nice.
At number 4, did you know the Dreamcast version has unique cheat codes? In order to activate them, the player must execute certain key press combination. While holding left and right trigger, player needs to type berry berry, where R should be treated as right D-pad button. If done correctly, we should be informed via appropriate text message. Most of the cheat codes are in the form of a special text message that we should type while holding left and right triggers. So for example, Lara Lara typed in the main menu unlocks all the levels. Supposedly, there's this one unique cheat code that is assumed to work on the DC version, but for whatever reason I wasn't able to apply it. But I've decided to recreate it in my compiled version of the source code to demonstrate it to you.
Dawson.
The Wildcats are the damn Wildcats are starting major trouble.
Stay out of here, law dog. Get the hell out of this city.
Moving on, at number 3, let's discuss a secret level that's available in the Dreamcast version. Huge shout out to my Discord buddies who informed me about this. 2 conditions must be met in order to play the secret breakout mission. Firstly, we need to progress in the storyline and finish a state of emergency mission. Secondly, we need to complete the driving bronze mission while driving backwards. Let me demonstrate it. After both of these conditions have been met, breakout mission will become available. In this mission, we play as Mako and our goal is to rescue Bane as he was arrested in the state of emergency mission. Unfortunately, this mission does not have voice lines recorded. Did you know that you can prevent certain events from happening, like civilian execution in the Fallen mission? Let's find out now how to save a life. Step 2. Try to get as close to Braddock between cutscenes.
But shot it. Braddock, no, please!
It seems our Saban Braddock is dead, brother.
Stop!
But Braddock, shot it. Braddock, no, please! But Braddock, how about him? Shot it. Too late. Braddock, no, please!
It seems our Saban Braddock.
Freeze! Freeze!
But Braddock, shot it. Too late. Braddock, no, please!
It seems our...
Stop! Freeze!
Come on, asshole. Control. Just discovered another murder. Victim has a brochure with an address scrawled on it. Dancing Fool Nightclub.
Case clue number 2, found. Way to go.
Stop! Police! Stop! Police!
Bye-bye, Talon. Bye.
Police! Freeze! Freeze! Freeze!
Dispatch. I just found a piece of paper on the body of this dead wildcat. Says to meet Clovis at the Boat Bane sign.
Case clue number 3, found. Good. Yeah.
Stop! Police! Freeze! Stop! Police! Stop! Police! Stop! Police!
What the hell's going on? Where's Braddock?
Stop! Police! Stop! Police! Freeze!
And finally, at number 1. Someone asked me in the comment section about mysterious entry that has been posted on TV Trope. I checked out the website and I believe I know the mystery behind this entry. Let me demonstrate. What if I told you that there is a secret item placed at the 00 coordinates on each stage? This item is barely visible in the retail version, but if you get close enough and press the action button, something happens. In order to figure out the 00 coordinates, I press Ctrl and F12, which will display the coordinates at the top left part of my screen. Yet another crash. What if I told you that we can grab the Darcy1.all file to use the animation from the prototype version? This thing is certainly not supposed to be chains as mentioned on TV tropes. It's actually a grappling hook. The game crashed with previous animation file because grappling animations were scratched from the final version of the game. Unfortunately, in the current state of the game, there isn't any use case for the grappling hooks. You cannot use them to climb or in any useful manner beside throwing. That's it for me. As usual, thank you all for your active support. Take care.